we assume things are nailed on, but you know what? Everyone assumed La La Land was nailed on for Best Picture.
True.
And look what happened there.
Oscar time. It is pub talk.
I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is going to storm the Oscars.
Parasite's one of those films that blew me away.
Parasite will just edge it. I think it's going to be close.
Parasite.
The mad dash to submit the Oscars voting ballots by the Academy and its members is now over, and in just a couple of days from now, Hollywood will play host once again to its own glitz and glamour gala spectacle at the 97th Academy Awards. So, which movies have you seen this year, and which will you be rooting for on Oscars night? Not sure if your favourite film from the past 12 months is even in the running? Well then, stay tuned as we recap the 2025 Oscars nominees and provide a little bit of insight in the build-up to the world's most famous red carpet event. With 13 nominations, Netflix's musical crime thriller Amelia Perez is this year's most nominated Best Picture contender, and in the process has achieved the most Academy Award nominations for a non-English language film, surpassing the 10 nominations that were received by both Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in 2001 and Roma in 2019. The film sees cartel leader Amelia enlisting the help of unappreciated lawyer Rita to fake her own death so she can finally live authentically as her true self, and follows the stories of three remarkable women in Mexico, each pursuing their own happiness. Director Jacques Audiard lands a nomination in the Best Director category, while for her performance in the film, Spanish actress Carla Sofia Gascon became the first openly transgender performer to be nominated in an acting category, as she competes for performance by an actress in a leading role. Her co-star Zoe Saldana also gets a nod in the Actress in a Supporting Role category, while the film lands 2 nominations for Best Original Song. The film's other nominations come for Best Adapted Screenplay, Best International Feature Film, Best Original Score, Achievement in Sound, Achievement in Cinematography, Achievement in Film Editing, and Achievement in Makeup and Hairstyling. Boasting an impressive 10 nominations, the next Best Picture contender is another musical, the fantasy film adaptation of the Broadway hit show Wicked. The movie, the first of 2 with its sequel set to follow later this year, stars Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba and Ariana Grande as Glinda, as it adapts the first act of the 2003 stage musical. Alongside the Best Picture nomination for Amelia Perez, the nod for Wicked means that this is the first time since 1968 that 2 musicals have been nominated for Best Picture, and the first time since 1965 that 2 musicals received 10 or more nominations in the same year. Cynthia Erivo is in the running for the Actress in a Leading Role category, and in doing so, becomes the first black British woman to receive 2 Oscar nominations for acting, following her 2020 nomination for Harriet. If she wins the award this time, she will become an EGOT, completing the set of Emmy, Grammy, Oscar and Tony Awards. Meanwhile, her co-star, Ariana Grande, also lands a nomination for Actress in a Supporting Role. The film is also nominated for Best Original Score, Achievement in Sound, Achievements in Production Design, Costume Design and Makeup and Hairstyling, and also for Film Editing and Visual Effects. Brady Corbet's epic period drama, The Brutalist, is another Best Picture contender which, like Wicked, has also landed 10 nominations. The film stars Adrian Brody as a Hungarian Jewish Holocaust survivor who emigrates to the United States, where he struggles to achieve the American dream until a mysterious wealthy client changes his life. Writer-director Corbet lands nominations for both Best Director and Best Original Screenplay, while Brody is honoured in the Performance by a Leading Actor category. His supporting stars Felicity Jones and Guy Pearce each land nods for performances by a supporting actress and supporting actor respectively, while the film is also nominated for Best Original Score, Achievement in Production Design, Achievement in Cinematography, and Achievement in Film Editing. Another Best Picture contender with music heavily featured at its core is the Bob Dylan biographical musical drama A Complete Unknown, which was co-written and directed by James Mangold and boasts 8 total nominations. Mangold lands nominations for both directing and writing in the Adapted Screenplay category, while the film's lead, Timothée Chalamet, is nominated for actor in a leading role for his performance as a then unknown Bob Dylan, who forges relationships with musical icons on his meteoric rise to stardom. Supporting cast Edward Norton and Monica Barbaro both received nominations for actor in a supporting role and actress in a supporting role respectively, while the picture's other two nominations come for achievement in sound and achievement in costume design. The religious political thriller Conclave is our next Best Picture contender, which also has 8 total nominations. The film stars Ralph Fiennes as Cardinal Lawrence, who finds himself at the centre of a web of conspiracies, secrets and scandals, while he is tasked with leading one of the world's most secretive and ancient events, the election of a new pope. Fiennes is nominated for actor in a leading role, while co-star Isabella Rossellini gets a nomination for actress in a supporting role. Peter Strawn is nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, while the film also receives nods for Achievement in Production Design, Achievement in Costume Design, Achievement in Film Editing, and Best Original Score. With 6 nominations, Sean Baker's comedy drama Anora is our next Best Picture contender. The film centres on a young escort from Brooklyn who meets and impulsively marries the son of a Russian oligarch. Once news reaches Russia, their fairy tale marriage is threatened as his parents set out for New York to force an annulment. Sean Baker himself lands 4 of the film's 6 total nominations alone, including one as producer in the Best Picture race. His other nominations come for writing in the Best Original Screenplay category, as well as for achievement in directing and achievement in film editing. The film star Mikey Madison as the titular lead competes in the actress in a leading role category, while co-star Yura Borisov completes the film's nominations for actor in a supporting role. Denis Villeneuve's Dune Part 2 is one of 2 pictures that received 5 total nominations, and is the second Timothée Chalamet-led movie in the Best Picture race. The space epic sequel to 2021's Dune follows Paul Atreides as he unites with the freemen of the planet Arrakis to wage a warpath of revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family. As well as the Best Picture nod, the film is nominated for its technical achievements in cinematography, production design, sound, and visual effects. The other Best Picture contender with 5 total nominations is Coralie Fargeau's body horror, The Substance. The film follows a fading celebrity in Elizabeth Sparkle who, after being fired by her producer, takes a black market cell-replicating drug that temporarily creates a younger, better version of herself. Demi Moore is nominated in the Actress in a Leading Role category for her performance as Elizabeth Sparkle, while Coralie Fargeau gets 3 nominations, as a producer for Best Picture, as well as Best Original Screenplay and Achievement in Directing. A nod for achievement in makeup and hairstyling rounds out the film's nominations. Brazil's Best International Feature Film entry, I'm Still Here, was a surprise inclusion in the Best Picture race, meaning this is the first time in Academy Awards history that 2 international feature films are in the running for the Oscars' top prize. The political biographical drama that follows a mother who is forced to reinvent herself when her family's life is shattered by an act of arbitrary violence during the tightening grip of a military dictatorship in 1971 lands a total of 3 nominations. As well as the previously mentioned Best Picture and Best International Feature Film nods, the film's star Fernanda Torres competes in the Actress in a Leading Role category. The final Best Picture contender this year, with a total of 2 nominations, is Nickel Boys, a first-person perspective American historical drama based on the 2019 Pulitzer Prize-winning novel by Colson Whitehead. The film chronicles the powerful friendship between 2 young African-American boys navigating the harrowing trials of reform school together in 1960s Florida, and was inspired by the Arthur G. Dozier School for Boys. As well as its Best Picture nod, the film is nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. Up against Nickel Boys in the Best Adapted Screenplay category is Sing Sing, an American prison drama based on the real-life rehabilitation through the arts program at Sing Sing Maximum Security Prison. The film stars Coleman Domingo alongside many real-life formerly incarcerated men who were themselves alumni of the rehabilitation program during their time at the prison. Domingo lands a nomination in the Actor in a Leading Role category, his second in as many years, while the film's third and final nomination comes for Best Original Song. Competing against Coleman Domingo in the Actor in a Leading Role category is Sebastian Stan, for his portrayal of Donald Trump as a 1970s and 80s real estate businessman in the independent biographical drama The Apprentice. The film has 2 nominations, with Stan's co-star Jeremy Strong also nominated in the actor in a supporting role category for his portrayal of attorney Roy Cohn. Meanwhile, up against Jeremy Strong in the supporting actor category for another film with 2 total nominations is his Succession co-star Kieran Culkin, who was nominated for his performance in the Buddy Road comedy drama A Real Pain. The film follows 2 mismatched cousins who reunite for a Jewish heritage tour through Poland to honour their beloved late grandmother, while their tensions resurface against the backdrop of their family history. Culkin's co-star and the film's writer-director Jesse Eisenberg gets the film's other nomination for his writing in the Best Original Screenplay category. Another film with 2 nominations is the Latvian international feature film entry Flow, an animated fantasy adventure film that features no dialogue but follows a cat, a dog, a capybara and a ring-tailed lemur setting aside their differences and teaming up to survive an apparent great flood as the water levels dramatically rise around them. As well as the Best International Feature Film nomination, the film is also nominated for Best Animated Feature Film, making this only the second film to be nominated in both categories in Academy Awards history. The other film to achieve this feat was Denmark's Flea in 2022. Going one better than Flow, with 3 nominations, is another animated feature film nominee, The Wild Robot. The animated sci-fi DreamWorks and Universal Pictures production follows Roz, a service robot shipwrecked on an uninhabited island who must adapt to its surroundings, building relationships with the local wildlife while becoming the adoptive mother of an orphaned goose. As well as the Best Animated Feature Film nomination, the film is also nominated for Best Original Score and Achievement in Sound. The final film to secure multiple nominations at this year's Academy Awards is another Universal Pictures release, the American Gothic horror Nosferatu, that tells the tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and the terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. The film boasts an impressive 4 nominations, competing for achievement in cinematography, achievement in production design, achievement in costume design, and achievement in makeup and hairstyling. That covers just 16 of the 50 total films that have received Oscars nominations this year, with the remaining 34 films each landing a single nomination apiece. While not wishing to discredit those remaining pictures that were each worthy nominees, if I were to discuss all of them here, the awards would have already been presented by the time I have finished, so here is a list of them all now. What is perhaps of greater interest to many of you is which productions are expected to win the prizes this year, and that in itself makes for an interesting discussion. In recent years, the Academy Awards have been somewhat predictable, with nailed-on locks for pictures and artists who are expected to take an Oscar home. However, this 2025 awards season has proven to be refreshingly unpredictable, meaning that for the first time in a long while, several of the categories are wide-open races. After a Golden Globes win for The Brutalist and a Critics' Choice win for Anora, the Best Picture race was blown wide open when Edward Berger's Conclave stunned everyone at the BAFTAs, taking home Best Film, Best Adapted Screenplay, Achievement in Editing, and Outstanding British Film. Seemingly overnight, the tense religious thriller has gone from dark horse to legitimate challenger, putting real pressure on the presumed frontrunners. Conclave then followed up its BAFTA win with a SAG Ensemble victory, suggesting it could take home the glory at the Oscars. That being said, Anora boasts a nearly insurmountable winning streak, with Directors Guild, Producers Guild, Critics' Choice, and Writers Guild award wins. That powerhouse combination has only failed to translate into an Oscars win once in history, when Brokeback Mountain was beaten by Crash at the 78th Academy Awards. BAFTA also delivered another shock when Anora's Mikey Madison pulled off a jaw-dropping upset, dethroning the heavily favoured Demi Moore from The Substance to win the Leading Actress award. It was a reminder that nothing is ever indeed locked in until the envelopes are opened. In the other acting races, Kieran Culkin from A Real Pain and Zoe Saldana from Emilia Perez looked nearly unbeatable after racking up wins at the Golden Globes, Critics' Choice, BAFTA and SAG Awards, meaning history is firmly on their side. Only one actor has ever lost the Oscar after sweeping all 4 of the major televised awards, when Russell Crowe for A Beautiful Mind lost out to Denzel Washington for Training Day in 2002. But SAG habitually throws curveballs, often favouring broad populist appeal, and this year was no different. After Adrian Brody had claimed the Leading Actor awards for the Golden Globes, Critics' Choice and BAFTA for The Brutalist, a last-minute surge from Timothée Chalamet saw the A Complete Unknown star take home the SAG award, again proving that the leading actor category is not a done race yet. The hype, buzz and discussion around many of the categories this year suggests that the trends of the most recent year's predictability will be bucked, and the 2025 Academy Awards stands to see the exciting conclusion of a wild and unusually unpredictable awards season. The Oscars usually throws up at least one surprise, but this year could see several. And finally, for those factoids and statisticians among you, here are a few statistics by numbers for this year's 97th Academy Awards. 1 and 3. Jacques Audiard, who was nominated for both directing and original song for Emilia Perez, is only the third person to earn a nod in both of these categories and the first to do so in the same year for the same film. As well as directing, he is credited for co-writing the lyrics to El Mal. Previously, Leo McCarey was nominated for directing in 1937, 1944 and 1945, and original song in 1957, in addition to Spike Jonze scoring a directing nom in 1999 and original song nod in 2014. 5. Eric Nayari is now only the fifth individual to be nominated for both documentary feature film for Black Box Diaries and documentary short film for Instruments of a Beating Heart in the same year. The last person to accomplish this feat was Charles Guggenheim in 1994 for feature-length documentary D-Day Remembered and short subject documentary A Time for Justice, winning for the latter. 9 and 10. With her Best Director nomination, Coralie Fargeau has joined an exclusive club in becoming only the 9th woman to be nominated in the Best Director category and just the 10th female nomination in the past 97 years. The other 8 female directors and their 9 nominations were Lena Wertmuller for Seven Beauties in 1977, Sofia Coppola for Lost in Translation in 2004, Jane Campion for The Piano in 1993 and The Power of the Dog in 2022, Catherine Bigelow for The Hurt Locker in 2010, Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird in 2018, Chloe Zhao for Nomadland in 2021, Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman also in 2021, and Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall in 2024. Of those, only Bigelow, Zhao, and Campion in 22 went on to win the Oscar. 10 and 11. Emilia Perez and I'm Still Here are only the 10th and 11th non-English language films to be nominated for both International Feature Film and Best Picture in the same year. Previous films nominated in both categories that ultimately won the Best International Feature Award include Z from 1970, Life is Beautiful from 1999, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon from 2001, Amour from 2013, Roma in 2019, Parasite in 2020, Drive My Car in 2022, All Quiet on the Western Front in 2023, and The Zone of Interest in 2024. However, Parasite is the only non-English language film to also win Best Picture. In addition, 3 acting nominations are for non-English language performances, including Emilia Perez stars Carla Sofia Gascon and Zoe Saldana, and I'm Still Here actress Fernanda Torres. In 8 of the last 10 years, at least one non-English language performance has been nominated in the acting categories. 13. Emilia Perez leads this year's Oscars, having landed an extremely impressive 13 nominations, including those for Best Picture, Best International Feature, Best Director, Leading Actress, Supporting Actress, and 2 nods for Best Original Song, among others. The 2 nominations in the Original Song category means the film could only take away 12 of the 13 statues it is nominated for. However, the 13 total nominations has set a new Oscars record for a film not in the English language. 16 and 8. Diane Warren has already been nominated for an Original Song Oscar 15 times, for films including Armageddon and Pearl Harbor, among others. Her most recent nomination was last year for The Fire Inside, from the Eva Longoria-directed film Flamin' Hot, which was performed by Becky G. However, despite being nominated for a variety of songs, the musician has never won the gold statuette in a competitive category, although she was awarded an Honorary Academy Award in 2022. Warren will now have another opportunity after securing her 16th Original Song nomination for The Journey from the 688, performed by her. This also marks the songwriter's 8th nomination in a row in this category over the past 8 years. 25. Another returning Oscar nominee is sound mixer Andy Nelson, who continues to be recognised as one of the Academy's most honoured individuals. The Wicked sound mixer, who also worked on The Batman and Elvis, became the second most Oscar-nominated living person with the 2025 Oscar nomination. He now has a total of 25 nominations and has won the award in the past for Saving Private Ryan and Les Miserables. The 25 total nominations Andy Nelson has received makes him only second to John Williams with 54 nominations for the most nominations for a living person. '27. There are many first-time nominees this year, including leading actress nominee Ariana Grande, leading actor nominee Sebastian Stan, and supporting actress nominee Zoe Saldana. However, this year, the 5 directors all competing in the Best Director race, Brady Corbet for The Brutalist, Sean Baker for Honora, Jacques Audiard for Amelia Perez, James Mangold for A Complete Unknown, and Coralie Fargeau for The Substance, are all first-time nominees in this category. The last time the Best Directors list was all first-timers was 27 years ago in 1998, when James Cameron for Titanic, Peter Cattaneo for The Full Monty, Gus Van Sant for Good Will Hunting, Curtis Hanson for LA Confidential, and Atom Egoyan for The Sweet Hereafter were all honoured. That was the year that Cameron went on to claim the Best Director prize while personally winning 3 Oscars, with Best Picture and Best Editing completing the trio, as part of Titanic's massive 11-victory haul. 47. This year's Best Actress nominees are in a close race, but what's even closer is the Best Picture slot. Cynthia Erivo, Carla Sofia Gascon, Mikey Madison, Demi Moore, and Fernanda Torres are all in the running for actress in a leading role, and Erivo's Wicked, Gascon's Amelia Perez, Madison's Honora, Moore's The Substance, and Torres's I'm Still Here are all up for Best Picture. This accomplishment marks the first time in 47 years that all of the Best Actress nominees' films are up for Best Picture. 57. Wicked and Amelia Perez's Best Picture nominations marks the first time 2 musicals have been nominated in the category for 57 years. You have to go all the way back to 1968 for the last time that more than one musical was nominated for the Oscars top prize, with both Oliver and Funny Girl among the nominees that year. 60. The 2025 Oscars is also just the second time that 2 musicals have each received 10 or more nominations in the same year. Amelia Perez received 13 nods, while Wicked received 10, and the last time 2 musicals each received double-digit Oscar nominations in the same ceremony, like these 2 movies have done, was 60 years ago in 1965, when Mary Poppins was nominated for 13 Oscars, while My Fair Lady was nominated for 12.